Hello and welcome back to the WatchGecko YouTube channel. First off, we'd like to say a big thank you to all the positive feedback we received on the last video. We've still got plenty of questions that were sent in to us, so we will be coming back to those at a later date. However, in this video, we're going to be going over the latest Geckota watches to be added to our range.
Yep, so before we kick things off, we should really go over what's on our wrist. So I'm wearing the new Geckota triple calendar with the salmon dial. It's also on a new sample strap, which will hopefully be coming to the website very soon.
Okay, and for me is my Rolex Submariner. I've been playing around with a few of our later straps added to the range recently. However, for today I've gone back to the original bracelet.
Okay, so to kick things off, we're going to be looking at the Geckota Racing Chronograph, which first arrived in our range early last year in a classic black, a vintage white and a retro grey.
Yeah, the watches started off as a pre-order watch, and after a good few months of sales, the watches were live on the site and they quickly became our best-selling watch. So I think after that we all decided that an evolution of the C1 range was needed.
To fast forward 6 months after taking on board all of the feedback left by our C1 owners, we were busy working on version 2. After many designs and a few posts on social media, we had finally come up with 3 solid designs and a few subtle improvements to the dial. So we decided to go with a navy blue and silver panda dial, a black and white panda dial, and a PVD black option with a grey sunburst dial and red racing inspired details.
Yeah, and the good news is these 3 new colours as well as the originals are now all on the website, and we will link those in the description below. Okay, so now the C1 range includes 6 style variations. Which is your personal favourite?
So I think my favourite would have to be the black and white panda option. It's one of the new ones listed on the website. I think it's one of the most classic options, and the high contrast between the black and the white gives a great vintage look to it and really stands out on the wrist.
Yeah, well, I've got to agree. For me, it would probably be between the original black dial and the blue one. I really like both. The blue one really stands out. It's got a striking look. And also the black is a classic. I can't go wrong with the black dial.
Okay, so next up is the latest chronograph line to be added to the Geckota range of watches, which is the C2 Chronograph.
Yeah, so one of the most common pieces of feedback we received regarding the C1 was down to the case size. So most people, the 42mm case was perfect. However, there were quite a few of you who were asking for a smaller case.
Yep, so after evaluating the range, we decided that a smaller case-sized chronograph would fit perfectly. So we went about designing a 39mm chronograph, which was a bit more vintage styled and kind of more on trend with what people are expecting nowadays. Okay,
so after a few months of researching, designing and gathering inspiration, the C2 range was born. So this included the C2 Aviator, the C2 Military and the C2 Sport.
Yep, so first off I started designing the C2 Aviator. So I wanted to base this off of some 1940s chronographs. So using the old radium loom and the stamped grain dial to give a bit of the faux patina look and try and mimic what those original watches might look like today. And then some other design cues such as the cathedral hands and the fluted bezel help bring it back to that old style.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next up was the C2 Military. So we based this off of a few military watches from World War II. We kept the ultra legible Arabic numerals and hands and mixed things up with the sunburst dial to give a bit of a contemporary feel. And then finally we have the silver and blue panda dialed C2 Sport. So this was for the fans of the racing watches that didn't really like the square case or the larger case size from the C1.
Yep, and much like the C1s, these 3 C2s are now all available on the website, so we'll leave links down below for them.
Okay, so the same question again, Tim. What is your favourite C2 chronograph?
Okay, so I'll probably have to go for the C2 Aviator. I really like the 39mm case size. It's got a really cool texture to the dial as well, and also the leather strap it comes on is really cool as well. So, what about you?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think the C2 is my favourite. I really like the vintage design cues with the old radium loom and the cathedral hands. The strap's really comfortable and it just altogether looks really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so rounding up the watches we're going to be talking about today is the latest diver to be added to the Geckota range, which is the Geckota G1 1950s.
Yep, so this is quite an interesting release for us. Recently we've been looking at different architecture, such as the space age architecture of the 1950s for inspiration. So for this watch, we wanted to do something quite retro, so we used bright colours and the gold hands and quite unique dial finishes to really bring something different to the table. So it's quite different to all the other Geckota watches, but we'll be coming out with some other releases pretty soon, which are following the same design principles.
Yeah, as Ben said, it's a unique design for a watch, which we currently offer in 3 colours, which is the cherry red, we also offer it in the teal blue, and also the olive green.
Yep, so they are all listed for pre-order right now, so we'll leave a link in the description if you want to find out more.
Okay, and finally for the Geckota G1, my favourite dial is probably the cherry red. In some lights they can look burgundy, but can also shift to that cherry red colour as well. And also the gold details on the hands and the indices do really work well with the red. So
yeah, I think that works really well. My favourite would have to be the teal blue version. So I like that there's some blue and green hues in there, and it can also shift to black when the light hits it just right.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching our video on the latest Geckota watches to be added to the range. As we did throughout the video, we'd love to know what your favourite watches are, so please let us know in the comments below.
Yep, and while you're down there, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We'll be posting regular videos from now on, so stay tuned.
Yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.